Listen, I know it's taken a while, but this is the final movie in the Star Wars saga. Make sure you remember all of this so we can be better entertainers. The sixth Star Wars movie opens up with Anakin and Obi-Wan guarding Padme while she sleeps off her coma. They both feel awkward after their fight in the last movie and have swapped hairstyles out of mutual respect for each other. As for Obi-Wan and Padme's babies, Jar Jar offered to babysit them since by now he has given up trying to stop the corporation. The plot has an explosive start. When Count Dooku hires Boba Fett to hire his wife, Pink Fett, to hire a clanker, to hire some poisonous insects, to bite the sleeping Padme, finally terminating the life insurance policy. R2-D2 calls out to his best friend Anakin in his loudest beeps and boops, which Anakin can understand.
Deep is up.
And Anakin rushes in, cutting the bugs and saving Padme, which also wakes her up.
How does that wake her up from her coma?
Because the bed moved slightly when Anakin jumped on it, and that shook her awake. Obi-Wan is really sick and tired of these policy-ending attempts, so he jumps out the window to catch the clanker as it flies through the department buildings of City Planet. Anakin hops in a speeder to chase them and catches Obi-Wan. Then they chase Pink. So Anakin jumps from the speeder, falling through the checkout lines, lands on Pink's green ship, and just starts carving it with his blue lightsaber. The ship crashes, and Pink runs into one of the food court restaurants. Our heroes chase her, drag her into a back alley. Then Boba Fett shoots her with a dart that makes her ugly, and then kills her.
Why would Boba Fett kill his own wife?
Because Boba Fett bought a Gucci new blue suit, and he needed the payout from his wife's life insurance policy. More brilliant writing from Lucas Georgeman, showing the difference between the rivals Obi-Wan and Boba Fett. Obi-Wan values Padme's life, while Boba Fett profits from Pink's death. Obi-Wan sees Boba Fett fly away and tracks him to the rain planet he lives on. And that's when Obi-Wan finds the clone stormtroopers training facility. And that they are trained by Boba Fett. And that the clone stormtroopers are clones of Boba Fett. Meanwhile, Anakin takes Padme to Pizza Hut to show her how to order stuffed crust. But he wound up at Domino's, which is run by bug monsters that try to turn them into pizzas on the conveyor belt. They are captured alongside Obi-Wan, and it turns out Count Dooku just purchased all the pizza in the galaxy, so our heroes can't have any.
So is this a sponsorship deal, or...?
Count Dooku chained up our heroes to execute them, because Count Dooku is mad about having to get a clone Old Man Hand to replace the one Anakin cut off, and to finally end Padme's life insurance policy. To celebrate, Count Dooku organized the biggest pizza party in the history of the galaxy for all the employees of the corporation. The clankers, managers, and clone stormtroopers, even Panaka, assistant manager of City Planet, was invited because the corporation recently bought City Planet too, replacing all of Panaka's employees with the clone stormtroopers that Panaka gave jobs to when they were laid off. The ones that worked with the rebels on City Planet before being rehired by the owner and instantly betrayed Panaka, destroying the rebel base. In a way, Panaka is a captive too.
Oh no, so this really is the end. Our heroes cannot possibly get out of this one.
Panaka has always been Padme's friend. He was the one to work under a fat frogman for years to get the codes to save Obi-Wan, and in that time, secretly trained under Frogman in the ways of the Sparkle. So now, Panaka gets the drop on Count Dooku, pulling out his purple lightsaber, and a bunch of Sparkle users activate their lightsabers from the crowd. It's the coolest ambush in all of Star Wars.
This party's over.
But Count Dooku isn't impressed.
Brave, but foolish.
After all, he trained Frogman, and Frogman trained Panaka. So there is nothing Panaka knows that didn't originally come from Count Dooku. That's when a clanker gets the drop on Panaka, causing him to jump down into the arena. An all-out battle begins. Panaka frees our heroes. This situation is so serious, Anakin activates his lightsaber's green setting. Boba Fett enters the fight, but Anakin's green lightsaber is too much for him, and Obi-Wan defeats his rival by cutting off his head. But the sheer number of corporation employees here for the pizza party overwhelm everyone.
Now, it is finished. Surrender, and your lives will be spared.
All seems lost, but Panaka had one more trump card to play.
This party's over.
Count Dooku was so focused on the battle below, he didn't see Frogman flying in from above with all of Panaka's clone stormtroopers who turned against the corporation out of loyalty to Panaka. And Panaka's loyalty to his friend Padme saved everyone. The clone stormtroopers overwhelm all the pizza party enjoyers, and Count Dooku flees the attack of the clones. But before the second CEO could get on the ship, Anakin and Obi-Wan catch up and begin the final battle of Star Wars. Count Dooku was unimpressed by Anakin's green lightsaber and starts throwing stuff at them with the sparkle. And it takes both Obi-Wan and Anakin using the sparkle together to match the sparkle powers of Count Dooku. But even then, Count Dooku is just unstoppable! He even cut off Anakin's robot hand! The same hand he lost before! But Count Dooku is petty and took off just a little more of his arm so that it hurt Anakin a lot! But that's when Frogman shows up to battle his master. The battle is intense, but even Beardman's lightsaber and Frogman's shriveled up old hands aren't enough to defeat the Sparkle Master of Masters. Count Dooku uses the sparkle on a big metal pipe to crush Anakin. Frogman couldn't let his old Padawan die, so Frogman used the sparkle to catch the pipe, saving Anakin, but Dooku escapes. The movie ends with the second CEO meeting with the owner of the corporation at their new corporate HQ office on City Planet. What was once the rebel base that held the owner captive has now become their seat of power in the galaxy. The two old men laugh evilly at the irony, showing that no matter what you do, the corporate empire will always win. I hate it.
Well, that's not a terrible lesson for people to learn, but it is sad. I just have one question. Why didn't Count Dooku just teleport away again?
All our heroes coming together at the end of the series uniting their loyalty was such a powerful force that it blocked Dooku's teleportation. You know, it traps the signal.
Of course. Because loyalty trumps all.
Benhead, how long have you been there?
I was sent as soon as you compared me to Count Dooku, and I admit I was intrigued. This library happened to have all 6 Star Wars movies and some books featuring Count Dooku. After consuming the knowledge, I think I prefer your version of Star Wars anyway. It's like the anime stories I've eaten, such as Kingdom Hearts, where the power of friendship defeats the villain. While your retelling of Star Wars is mostly inaccurate, you were right about the Count and I being similar, as I too have a gaze that immobilizes weak-minded individuals. Something I'm sure you will find out soon enough.